Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah, you look fantastic. There I go, talking to myself again. Okay. So they're making another one of those Scream movies. And get this, they're moving the setting to New York City. We went to Brian Kilmeade for comment.
Oh my God.
Something clearly is wrong with him. I mean, other than his personality, looks, and career choice. But according to one cast member, setting the movie in this city will make it 20 times more mortifying. Yeah, no. All you gotta do is turn the damn camera on and point it down any street. And if there isn't a burning Fox News Christmas tree in your way, and just hope that someone doesn't beat you senseless and steal your camera before you're done. So how is New York lately? Well, you got machete attacks. You got gangs on dirt bikes robbing people in daylight. You got strung out homeless, and that's just in Kat's apartment. You got sickos shoving people in front of trains. You got transients clobbering the elderly. You got Jesse Waters hanging out on 6th Avenue hoping you'll recognize him. Ugh. Don't give him money or he'll give you a copy of his book. Disgusting. So these days, do you really need to set a horror movie in New York City, especially Scream? It's already here. Check out this tape. This is a robbery that took place in New York City yesterday. Can you see that under that circle? Well, all the robbers there, they're wearing Scream masks as they rob the place. So I guess the good news is the production team won't need a costume department. But you know, this has to be a problem for the filmmakers. How can they top reality? How do you make a movie set in New York that's scarier than the setting itself? You know, it's like opening a Domino's in Rome. That's pretty good. All right. It's like trying to make a heart attack scarier by saying boo. How about this? It's like trying to make a horror flick about Joy Behar's sex life. See, my point is, it's scarier in real life. I should have led with that one. But a horror movie shouldn't have horror at the start. You have to build up to that, right? But New York City is horrible from start to finish, which was also the review for the Emmy Awards. So they're saying that this latest installation will follow 4 survivors as they start a new chapter in the Grim Apple. They're calling it the bloodiest Scream yet. It was either that or do the thing in San Francisco, where it would be the poopiest Scream yet.
We knew that.
I would have said, but I was trying to edit myself. Now, I live in New York City. I don't need a horror movie. I have the subway station. I don't ride it, but I sometimes pee there. And it's getting dangerous. At times, I have real-life zombies on my street, manic, agitated, angry, and those are just all the employees CNN just let go. But citizens are at the mercy of humans who exist independent of laws and civility. Remember those classic photos of the Great Depression we saw? We never thought that could happen again. Except it's here, and we have the visuals. And it's worse because, like Kat's hair extensions, it's self-inflicted. I guess the streets became so safe that we forgot why. Progressive politicians decided that the way things worked was no longer necessary. So they threw the laws away, and now we're free-falling into an ambivalent abyss that's deeper and darker than Michael Moore's belly button. Yeah. Think about that. You can get a full finger in there.
Literally gagging.
And he'll pay for it. Those people on the streets of the Depression, they were dads and brothers, war veterans. Today, maybe it's a tiny portion of that, but no. These aren't people looking for a job. Employers aren't seeking a guy that spits on people on a stairwell. It's why Keith Olbermann is still unemployed. But hey, people like horror movies. It's escapist entertainment. So you want a really scary movie? How about this one? It's scarier than anything Hollywood puts out. It's a doorbell video of a woman being attacked by 3 men on a Chicago street. And it was turned into a campaign ad made by a conservative super PAC. Here's just a tiny bit of it. Now, that's a horror movie. The only difference is there was nobody there to yell cut to end the scene. And it's upsetting all the people you'd expect. The media and Democrats, for example, don't like it when you show them the results of their disastrous ideas. In fact, they're more upset about the video than the crime itself. Maybe they'll try to censor it and call the makers terrorists. And why? Because every time you point out crime, you're pointing out how these liberal mayors have failed you. And that they have no solutions other than hiring their own private security. They'll make a federal case over pronouns while dropping attempted murder cases to misdemeanors. The governor called the ad disgusting. And why? Because it's real, and politicians like him aren't. They prefer rhetoric, symbolism, and empty phrases like the soul of America, the big lie, threat to democracy, and my favorite, dog-faced pony soldier. But that video is reality, and it's time reality took the wheel from the fantasists who think the real dangers are moms at school board meetings or truckers in red hats. It's funny you don't see them on that doorbell cam. Of course, left-wing groups claim the ad uses victims as political pawns. Yeah, because it's not like they did that with George Floyd or Michael Brown. Fact is, Democrats exploit more victims than personal injury lawyers. Sorry, Emily. You know, remember the line, never let a crisis go to waste? It was first said by Rahm Emanuel, and later, Nancy Pelosi's plastic surgeon. But only liberals can exploit a crisis, since they're the ones creating them. So yeah, that ad, which was played during a Bears game, it shocked viewers. But that's the point. Maybe you'll pay attention to crime if it shows up in your living room. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She makes more great points than a pencil sharpener. Outnumbered co-host Emily Campagno. Her guns are registered as emotional support companions. Townhall.com editor and host of Luxury Hunting Lodges of America on Fox Nation, Katie Pavlich. She's like a haystack, blonde, dry, and everyone knows there's a needle in there somewhere. Fox News contributor Kat Tipp. And his children need a ladder to sit on his lap. My massive sidekick in the NWA World Television Champion, Tyrus. Emily, are you in the mood for a horror movie set in New York City?
I'm always in the mood for a fictional horror story. And I've never been in the mood for what happens on a daily basis here. It is frightening.
Yeah.
You know that I want to say yesterday, that same bodega where the bodega owner had to murder someone in self-defense, and then it took like the global lobbying to get DA Bragg to drop the murder charges. It was robbed again.
Oh, really?
Violently. There is no end in sight. And the irony, to your point about this movie being set here, is that we have to blur out half the real videos that we put on our network because they're so violent and they're so atrocious. And yet I'm sure every bit of Scream could be on every billboard and every commercial and everything because it's all fictional and fake. And here, what the 4 victims are like 4 young white kids, living in upper suburbia, whatever. But here, the victims are disproportionately elderly and Asian and African-American youth, and that's not being in any way amplified or reported by the mainstream media. And just a quick final point, I love how, on these Instagram accounts that say, like, why New York is so awesome. This week they had where this poor FedEx driver had, like, dropped all of his boxes, and all these New Yorkers were, like, surrounding and, like, helping him put the boxes up. Where the is everyone when people are getting stabbed to death?
Yes.
Instead, they're just whipping out their phones and then running away. This city is an absolute cesspool. Scream can be filmed elsewhere.
There you go. Well, I'd like to say, great for coming over, audience.
The risk
Thanks
of
for
lives.
stopping
Yes,
by.
I hope you parked.
escorts out.
I hope you parked very close to the studio.
That's right.
Leaving groups.
Yes, leave it.
System.
You know what kills me though, Katie, is always the reaction when you show reality. So that ad comes out. It's kind of like what's happening in a weird way, and we're going to talk about it later. What's happening in what's the island?
Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard. So they send the migrants there, and 50 migrants, they freak out. They show an ad of authentic violence, and they freak out.
Well, I'm still climbing out of Michael Moore's belly button. Like, you thought Scream was scary? That is really scary, and I'm gonna have nightmares.
That's a hell of a
about
place to go spelunking.
It really is, and if
Hell of a
you
visual.
survive that, you survive everything. You know, with the crime issue, they would save a lot of money with Scream if they just did a reality show.
Yeah.
You know, they could just film what's going on every single day in New York City, as you mentioned. But my question is, you know, where does it end? Because the further and further they allow this to get out of control, the more harsh the reaction has to be.
Right.
And so when they are not even willing to accept videos of real victims, screaming women in the street who are getting attacked outside of their home, you know, it's been more clear than ever that they're on the side of the criminals, and that's who they think are the victim here. When you have the mayor or the governor of Illinois saying that it's disgusting to show, he doesn't talk about the woman getting attacked by 3 men. He thinks that the criminals are the victims. I mean, where does that end? And they're about to let all these criminals out of prison, which means there will be even more victims, which is horrific.
You gave me the best idea for a reality show. So imagine it's like The Bachelor or Bachelorette, right? And the Bachelor, Bachelorette is actually the criminal, and you have to audition to be the victim.
Oh.
I don't think that's the best idea.
Oh, you think it should be reversed, where the victim gets to choose the victimizer?
I just think there's a lot of legal issues here.
Well, you are a lawyer.
through.
I forgot, you are a lawyer.
Yeah, everyone always forgets that.
So do you feel like a subway ride is probably more frightening, Kat, than any Scream movie?
Well, yeah, because it could happen and no one would care.
Yeah.
One of the first things I learned when I moved to New York City was if you don't want anyone to see you cry, do it openly on the subway. Like, if people are still gonna just push past you, it's like you'll make, you know, nobody would care. If that happened here, nobody would notice because we're used to seeing crazy stuff every day. And if anyone did notice, they'd be like, look at this cool art installation.
Yeah.
Like, can I get a picture with the Scream next? Or like you said, just film it with their phones. I think that this could happen out on the streets and people would just be like, oh, I'm late to work, which I am concerned about. Is this gonna make traffic worse?
Yeah, yeah, it might, when they close down a street.
I hate to make it about me, but.
You gave me another idea, which is when I get stopped for public urination,
Okay.
performance art.
Oh,
It's an installation.
yes.
It's a statement on the filth of New York City.
You could actually probably pee inside the MoMA and that you could say that.
You can also
That is
pee
short for-
inside Michael Moore's helmet.
Yes.
Deep enough.
Oh, and you thought I was disgusting. I think there's a name for that. I don't know what it is.
I don't want to know.
Do you have a hard time
Don't
watching
Google it.
violent movies now?
No. No. I'm usually a foot and a half taller than the criminal. But when I'm in them, I'm usually killed first. So go figure. It's just the way it works. They're gonna drop the ball on this. This is gonna be a woke movie.
Yeah.
I already tell you who the killer is. He's gonna be an old white man, just so you guys know. And the heroes are gonna be whoever is the flavor of the month.
Right.
So I think we talked about this in a group, one of your weird movie group texts. I think you got involved in it too, where we were writing the plot of how the movie was gonna go.
Yeah, I was in
And
that.
the only way it works is if Gutfeld's the bad guy. If he pulls the screen, I think that would.
Yeah.
But the Scream franchise, when's the last? I think we all stopped at 2, right? Everyone, I mean, what is this, like 47?
6. This is, I think this is 6. I think Neve Campbell, she's 70 now, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is how tone deaf they are. It's going to be so much scarier because it's in New York. The follow-up question should have been, and why is that?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So again, they won't fix problems, but they'll make a movie about it.
Your point, but I'm so happy that our suffering is going to help them make a scarier movie.
Yeah, because everyone in New York, everyone who lives in New York are going to look at it and be like, actually, that's a better way to go.
Yeah, a quicker.
It's quick.
I'm sure they're just
know?
doing it for the tax breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
I mean,
why they're doing
yeah,
it.
and it's a big deal. They're getting something out of
Yeah.
this, but it's just maybe it's also safer than L.A. I don't know.
Well, they can't film in Georgia,
Yeah.
right? Because the laws are so restrictive there. So they have to film here in New York, where everyone gets slaughtered on a daily basis
Yeah.
or beaten to death, because that's somehow better.
I still like the reality show idea.
It is a great idea.
Maybe you should combine it with your peeing thing.
Yes.
Like, it'll be the proprietors of businesses that get to audition to where you're going to pee.
They'll put up
Actually, a way better idea.
Making lemonade here. Making lemonade.
I know it's probably obvious, but it would be called You're in Luck.
Yes.
I didn't even think that was that funny, but
Amazing.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.